Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Dork Side of the Ring podcast. I'm your host, your purveyor of all things dorky within the scope of professional wrestling and sports entertainment. I am Grum. Good to see you. Good to have you, everybody. I'm just checking and making sure everything's good here. I think I did it. We're good. Hey, it's Grum. Hi, welcome. Episode 77. It was supposed to be something different, obviously. You could have maybe figured it out, but I tweeted it earlier. The episode we recorded an episode, myself and my lovely partner Katie. We recorded a podcast, and about halfway through, I realized something wasn't going right. But on one end of the recording, but the other end we were fine. And I got to listening to it yesterday before the Super Bowl, and yeah, there's a lot of interference. Mics being slightly maybe too close together. So I scrapped it. So don't worry, we're going to talk about something. It might not be Valentine's Day related, but it might be. Who knows? Either way, we'll do that later. But hey, it's a good thing I had this episode in the can. Myself, Shay, and Tumble talking about fake Razor, fake Diesel. So yeah. I don't have too much to say today. Doing this on camera is always weird because, like, normally I'm just like, oh man, I don't know what I'm doing, looking around and whatnot. So it's weird. But hey, we're on thing. Also, I think when this goes up, we'll be at episode 40 on YouTube. I should say. I'm gonna check right now. Hopefully, I don't hit play on anything that gets thing. But I had the YouTube up now. It's just being funky. But yeah, so we've got a couple things coming around. I am writing a script on episode 46. We're up to 46 now on the feed, on the YouTube, and then obviously this will go up as well. But so I'm thinking maybe by the end of the month we'll have every episode uploaded onto YouTube. At the end of the month, I'm writing a script. So I think I talked about this last week and on the update. I want to do like long form, not like review, but like perspective videos, I guess, is maybe the term of like I want to give my perspective on like a story or something. And I'm doing one on Sami Zayn, and I'm going back and I'm watching stuff, and I'm really excited about this one. Because I knew, a lot of wrestling fans are wrestling fans, and I'm a wrestling fan. I like all wrestling. I don't watch all. I try to watch as much as I can. But like for the most part, Mondays and whenever SmackDown has been on for the last, 5, 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, 20 some odd years, I end up following WWE probably more than anything. And I distinctly remember when Sami Zayn turned, and I talked about this on stream last week as well, talked about it a little bit. I distinctly remember when he turned and how he turned and why he turned. And there's so many things that, like, I'm hopeful they pull from. I hope they go back to the last 5 years and pull things and like make them for avid watchers, followers of Sami Zayn from history, and not just WWE but just in general, Ring of Honor, PWG, anywhere that Sami Zayn the performer has wrestled, they pick from. Because man, there's so many sweet little details that I'm like, I have to cut this out because it doesn't necessarily fit with the story, the perspective I'm telling. But there's so much I want. Like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh man, this could easily just be Kevin Owens, and I could just talk about the dynamic of how Kevin Owens plays throughout all of Sami Zayn's time as in WWE, right? But I want to focus just on Sami because I think his story for the last 5 years has been so fascinating, and I think a lot of people are going to be, or maybe not a lot of people, but there will be people who would be disappointed that Sami doesn't find a way to challenge Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, or challenge Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania for a title, for both of the titles, and walk away with it. I think a lot of people, there will be people who will be disappointed by that. And I think they're not every story needs to end at the top of the mountain. You know, sometimes, I mean, sorry for the, again, the camera around. I don't have like a desk lap, lap desk, I should say. Anyways, I I find myself really like wrestling is not a like it's not a fairy tale. You know, it doesn't always end with every good guy getting or good guy, good girl, good character, protagonist getting what you, the audience, want for them. Sometimes the story is getting what they need, and for Sami Zayn, it's not a world championship. It's it's something bigger, and that's weird. That's funny to say. So what's bigger than a world championship? I know, but for Sami Zayn to this weekend's, the Elimination Chamber in Montreal in his hometown, he's not going to win. Sami Zayn is not going to win, but Sami Zayn is going to fight. And I think it's important for Sami Zayn to do that. I don't think the story is a story about climbing the mountain. It's a story about finding yourself. And I'm going to do a whole video later, probably right before Mania, because there's a point of it where I need to see how this part of the story plays out, so that I can be like, bang, here you go. So I would like to have that out before WrestleMania. I'm almost done this. I would say I'm almost done the script. I'm probably like 40% of the way through the script, and then I got to record it, and then I got to get footage, and then I got to get it compiled and whatnot. Um, so that's that. Yeah, and I think the more important part of wrestling in general is that like not every story is the same, even when they are similar. They're similar in that Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn are both vying for, for Roman Reigns' spot, and but the story is very different. It's very different. Cody Rhodes is not about, avenging being wronged. It's about, well, it is. It is. It's just not a wrong that he finds, right? It's a wrong about, how people view Dusty Rhodes and avenging the one wrong in Dusty Rhodes' career. He never held the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. All the titles that Dusty Rhodes held, the NWA, never, he never held that title. Biggest star in the world. Ric Flair's done it. Like, Harley Race didn't, but there was also that superstar Billy Graham held it, but he didn't hold up. Like, it's just, there are elements of wrestling that they're on the same avenue, but they're not heading the same direction or final destination, right? They run parallel, I should say. They're heading in the same direction, but they're taking different avenues. It's probably the better way of saying that. I love pro wrestling, and it is incredible. I think this time of year is great. I mean, independent wrestling is shaping up for a hell of a weekend, Mania weekend. We've got, MJF and Daniel Bryan wrestling in an Iron Man match at Revolution coming up. That's going to be really cool. I think we're going to somehow get I think FTR comes back in time for Revolution so that they can challenge the Guns and the Acclaim for the tag titles. You have this weird story going on with Saraya and Tony Storm being heels, being mean girls, but I had to sneeze, so that's why we cut there. If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe. Myself, Shay, and Tumbles talking about the fake Razor, fake Diesel. We even watched them challenge for the tag team titles at In Your House in December of '96. A lot of fun. Can't wait. I think this was the perfect pairing for this topic, and you'll see why. We tell a great story. I can't wait. A lot of fun. Love these two. So like and subscribe on YouTube. Leave a 5-star review on your Apple platform or your podcasting platform, be it Apple Podcasts or Spotify. and let's get to it this week here on the Dork Side of the Ring podcast.
See, I always feel like Chris Angel doesn't is just jerks off. Like he only jerks off. Like he doesn't actually have sex with people. He jerks off around people. Like, and not in like a bad way, not in like a negative content, like not in like a Louis C.K. It's like he's talking like he approaches a couple and he's like, "Hi, hey, I'm Chris Angel. You guys are about to have sex. Do you mind if I just jerk off while you're doing it? I don't want to be a part of it at all." I think he's a germaphobe that way. Like he doesn't actually want to be around people. But
are you saying
so like a clean cuck?
Yeah, I was gonna say
like a clean cuck,
like a cuckold without like the attachment to either person having sex. He's just like,
this episode's title is a clean cuck.
Like it's like voyeurism, but like a little bit too much involved on his part. Like he's like, I'll get the hotel room. Don't worry, everything's on me. What do you guys want? Like, are you a lube couple? Like,
oh god, he screams mind freak when he comes.
You just know he like goes into a closet to like watch and then comes out of another closet.
Mind freak. Yeah, he plays the song. He has a fucking.
Would you let Chris Angel jerk off in the room while you're consummating a loving relationship?
I mean, is he paying?
That's a good point.
Yes and no. I want the answers to both. No, he's not paying, and yes, he is paying.
They are both the same answer. Yes.
Would you let Chris Angel jerk off while you are taking your lover to Pound Town? The answer for Tumble is yes. I would not. No, I don't need mind freak being screamed at the top of their lungs while like I'm still like he came before me, and be like, do I keep going? Like, do you want us to stop? Like, or do we get to finish? That'd be my concern, is that Chris Angel would come and then be like, you need to stop. Stop sitting in front of me.
He'd shut it down. Like, he's like, no, I understand that I'm in your hotel room, but like, you guys gotta stop now. I'm fine. I'm done.
I'm done.
He does seem like a selfish like masturbator that way. Where he would just be like, you guys need to be done. I'm done.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, enough.
This is going
on too long.
That's it. You do this, and I'm gonna make one of you disappear. It's like magic trick. I will kill you.
Get until the end of the theme song.
Yeah, that's the overtime. Like he's like, I've come, and he pulls up his phone, goes to his music. There's one track, and it's just the theme song, the title track to Mind Freak.
Oh my god, he's like, for some reason he's got like a Samsung S8, so it's just a very tinny audio. Like you're like, why do you have such an old phone, man? What's going on?
I like to live minimalist. Now come.
Now come.
You know he has his own band. It's like an industrial band called Angel Dust.
Of course it is.
Yeah. No, that seems about on par for him. Yeah.
No, I just Googled Angel Dust expecting that's going to be the first search result.
Nope. Yeah. I forgot the Canadian's showing because he didn't dare did not kick in, because as soon as I hear Angel Dust, I think drugs.
I know. I like Googled it, didn't think anything of it. I was like, of course it is. It's Chris Angel. Whatever. And then it never even crossed my mind. Oh.
Dude, there's a lot of bands called Angel Dust.
Oh man,
there's probably
the Chris Angel one isn't even the famous one.
Yeah, sorry, I'm on the Wikipedia page for Angel Dust American band, and I was like, well, this isn't Chris Angel. None of those are Chris Angel. Hold on, now I gotta find the Chris Angel one.
It was on his Wikipedia, and it didn't have a link to the actual band, despite them apparently having 5 albums. So they must be really shitty.
There's no way. Those are 5 albums that he fully 100% sunk his money into, and he's like, well, at least I can write this off in taxes.
Yeah,
I found it on YouTube.
Oh,
it's wild looking.
No,
he's doing magic in the music video.
That's what it is. It's not even a serious venture. It's another avenue for him to do magic, and for people like, he just loves doing magic, and he's like, all right, I can't. No one's gonna want me. No, I'm not watching this. I refuse to. I'm not watching this. I'm not.
I just want to know how a band that like has a famous person in it can release 5 albums and not even have like a Wikipedia page. Like that's clear. That shows you something. And
They can't be good at all. Like
bookmark this YouTube video. Oh wait, hold on. This was made 10 years ago, and it still feels like it's dated.
Yeah. Or at least uploaded 10 years ago.
How many views on it?
Yeah, okay.
Actually, it's shockingly low because the channel has 2.3 million. Oh no, never mind. That's 2.3K. But 36,000. Still, that's low for Chris Angel.
Yeah, I feel like Chris Angel just tweets that out, and that's it. I don't know. Maybe, who knows? Maybe I'll just tweet it out from my Twitter account, and I'll get the clout for it, and then Chris Angel will be like, "I want you to join me. I want you to join me in my next jerk session. We're gonna find a nice Midwestern couple and watch them love each other, and I want to understand where you are artistically, and I do that post nut clarity. I'll be like, can I just have $50? That's
please
give me $50 and I will explain my artistic. I just do whatever I want to do, Mr. Angel, if I can call you that. Like
if I may call you that.
We're here on the dork side of the ring. We're I don't know if we might not be done talking about Chris Angel's sex life, but we're at least for now.
It'll come back up. It'll come back up.
Yeah, it'll definitely come back up.
Yeah. I mean, it's always coming back up.
It'll be organic, I promise. Chris Angel's sex life organically comes up in every conversation I've ever had for the past 10 years.
I'm concerned. I am concerned.
There is a lot of Chris Angel videos on the WWE YouTube. Just throwing that out there. And by a lot, I mean at least 2.
I was gonna say I can remember him showing up at least once because like he had a show on Sci-Fi, and they had a show on Sci-Fi, so like there was like a network synergy going on. Look at this cat man.
I googled Chris Angel WWE, and a picture of him with a cat around his neck came up, and I was just like, "Oh, he's gonna hurt the cat."
Nah, he's got he's got that cat held the same way you pretend to shoot a cat, like you use a cat like a Tommy gun. And I know people do this because I've seen them, and I feel like that's bad for the animal, but also it's funny to look at because it's a cat, not a gun.
Yeah, and I feel like I wouldn't do that to any other animal, but I feel like cats piss me off enough that it's fine. Like they piss off enough people that it's like, no, we're allowed to kind of manhandle you a bit harder than other animals.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I bet you that's 2 cats in that picture. It's Chris Angel we're dealing with. It's definitely 2 cats.
That's true. He's got no. What if it's 2 halves of 2 cats, and then the other halves are in another place? Like behind his head is a portal.
How does he do it? How does he fucking do it?
Mind freak. We're here though on the dork side. We got a good goofy episode ahead of ourselves. I'm very proud of the topic, especially with the guests. We get to talk about that in a bit. But we've got my pals both returning. We've got the artist formerly known as Keontae Shay. Hello, friend.
Hello.
And we have the artist formerly known as Tumbledore.
Mind freak.
See, organically it came up.
I know. It's just going to keep on doing it.
I promise you it will.
Good to have you guys on. I'm prepared for this episode. This episode didn't even start on the rails. Like I just said, you know what? Let's take this episode and we're going to let it go free range. This is a free range episode. Whatever we can.
If that's the case, I want to make it clear now. I have COVID currently. I'm very sick. I'm pretty sure Tumble also is like under the weather, which you are. Eh? So it makes it really great. But I wanted to start aside from all of that, which is going to just be I'm on so much cough medicine. It's insane. I can feel just everything. Also, I need to bring this up because it's one of the funniest things ever. Because I brought this up to my girlfriend a while back when I was on the podcast the first time. And she brought up randomly that she used to watch wrestling like when she was younger because she has brothers, whatever. And she said, she was like, "Oh yeah, I love WWE." I was like, "Oh cool, whatever." Like who'd you watch? And she said Luchasaurus, and I had never heard of that wrestler before. And I had to do some deep Googling to find out who the fuck Luchasaurus is. And she, to this day, loves Luchasaurus. And I have no one else who would appreciate that but you, Grump. Like, you're the only person who would appreciate that.
So it's funny you say that because I actually despise Luchasaurus.
That makes it so much better.
But not. I love the concept. I love a wrestling dinosaur. Okay, and I have there's a great story involving him in like wrestling Twitter. I despise him because I just wish the gimmick was on somebody better. Like, I just don't think he's that good of a quality of a wrestler, but it's okay because he's a dinosaur, right? Like, it's ultimately, he's a wrestling dinosaur. It's right up my fucking alley. But now they're trying to make him, like, serious and, like, a lethal monster. And I'm like, it's a dinosaur who is wrestling. Like, I feel like a reptar. Like, I'm a dinosaur. Whose baby is this? But one of my favorite things involving Luchasaurus, one, the guy who dons the mask and is Luchasaurus, while this may break the immersion, he was on Big Brother. You can go, if you're a Big Brother fan, I think it's like at season 8, 17, 18. I don't remember per se.
17.
Yeah, okay. And he was pretty good, but once people found out he's a pro wrestler, they thought he actually had money, and he's like, "Nah, I'm fucking broke." Like, that was like wait, you used to wrestle for WWE? What are you doing here? Get him out. He's like, "I am broke. Do you not like? I don't have money. I didn't make you have never clear. I would not be on here." You know, it was very funny. But more importantly, when AEW, the company he works for, first launched, there was valid criticisms to a severe lack of black wrestlers. There was three black wrestlers on a roster of about 40 people. And people were like, "Hey, like, what's the plan here? When are you going to get some black wrestlers to represent a large portion of your audience so that they can, see somebody who looks like them?" And somebody's like, "You need to relax." Somebody was like on Twitter, like, "You gotta relax. They've got it. They've got a black woman. They've got they got black men. They have, Hispanic. They have, Japanese. They have, Canadians. They have Americans. They have a literal dinosaur." And it's like, no, you did not just with a serious face say that AEW doesn't have a representation problem because they have a dinosaur, and use that as a pro for your argument. Like, we're not racist. We have a dinosaur on our. We don't have an issue. We have a dinosaur on our company. Dog.
I can't be racist. I saw all the Jurassic Park movies.
Sam Jackson wasn't the first to die. Like, wow, how can you say that?
Yeah, it was a good third into it.
It's just like an absolute, like, I with a serious, you woke up, that person woke up that morning, they were going to defend AEW that didn't need defending, and they were going to do so using that dinosaur by hook or by crook, no matter what the issue was. They were like, I woke up, I said, I'm going to use the dinosaur in defense of AEW, and I'm going to goddamn do it. And
so you think the tweet started out with like the dinosaur and then grew outward from there?
Yes. Yeah. I think that was the plan. That's what when you're writing like an essay in school, you always want your opening and your closing first. They knew what the closing part was. A literal dinosaur. It's like, dog, that's not even a literal dinosaur. Like, George Bush has failed this person because they think a dinosaur legitimately looks like that.
I like the idea of it.
No, I love the concept. I wish the wrestler was a little bit better, but hey, still, it's a wrestling dinosaur. There's few things that are as good as idea as that. Tumble, what about you? Do you have somebody who also loves Luchasaurus?
I mean, he kind of reminds me of Reptile from what's it called, Mortal Kombat. So
a little bit, yeah.
Just based on visuals alone, I would love him. But if you say he sucks, then I'll take your word for it.
I'm not gonna say he sucks, but I just wish he was a little bit better, because in this way I'd be like, look, I'm proud to say I watched this guy. I've watched this man completely whiff a kick. He does this like roundhouse kick that's supposed to be like hitting somebody with the tail, and he whiffs it like 80% of the time. Like it doesn't come anywhere close, and I'm like, my disbelief has been suspended enough, but still, can you meet me halfway? Can you get a toe near them, please? But it's good to see you guys. Good to have you. Is it going to be a fun episode? I mean, Shay's high on cough syrup. Tumble.
Yo.
Also on cough syrup.
Also on cough syrup. I should
Unrelated.
probably be unrelated.
I just
Yeah,
enjoy
go get
it.
some.
You know, I too enjoy some. I took the walk to Poland. But yes, just a quick refresher of who you are, what you do, where you can be found, and such. If you want to be found, if you don't want to be found, you don't have to be found. But we'll start with you, Shay. Reintroduce yourself to the audience.
Yeah, I'm Shay. I'm unemployed. I am in a relationship, though. If we determine that Luchasaurus sucks, I may just break up with her for it. I can be found on twitch.tv/Shay, where I now stream Mondays and Thursdays because that's all I'm willing to give to streaming. Doesn't that sound? That's a good promotion. I'm pretty sure. I think I've sold myself pretty well.
Pretty well. Look, I'm bought. You got me. You got me. Yeah, no, okay. That's Shay, SHAY.
Sure.
Surfs up. Long live the cucks.
Long live the cucks.
The cucks. Not Chris Angel though. Not well, maybe
that
Chris Angel.
fucking guy.
Not that kind of cuck. You know.
No, we don't like those clean cucks.
We want the dirty cucks. Damn it. Tumble. Same for you. Let the people know where they can find you, what you got working on, and most importantly, who you are. The floor is yours.
I am Tumbledore, aka Tumble. I am on Twitch at twitch.tv/Tumbledore. I have not streamed for months, but I think I'm going to actually just hop on over to YouTube when I do come back, which should be soon because the new Pokemon game's coming out. And other than that, I make videos for a very, very popular first-person shooter game.
Oh, what game?
A big game. Big one.
Say like, which one? Which one is that? Huh?
One that can like crush your soul.
Would it rhyme with Mall of Moody? No, it's not that.
No,
it's not that one. It's not the Mall of Duty. Though you can find me at the Mall of Duty, where I stand tall and I defend the mall. You know, they call me Mall Carl.
Mall Carl, hey?
Mall Carl.
Because I told them that.
Mall Carl. That's a hard word for me to say.
See, it is. Look, I just
Mall
wanted.
Carl.
Yeah, Mall Carl. Yeah, why?
Yeah.
How'd you land on there?
I don't know. My brain did not want to go with Mall Paul. So I just
Paul
went.
Blart Mall Cop.
Yeah, like that one's. Yeah, I think I just threw in Carl there. Like, could you imagine Carl Blart Mall Cop? That's another tongue twister.
I can.
Yeah, I feel like he would. That's the trilogy we need. We need Paul Blart, Mall Cop 2 or 3, and it's got Adam Sandler as Carl Blart.
Sorry, they made a sequel to that movie?
Yes,
They did. It's the second one. There's a second one.
I haven't seen either, but they both seem fantastic then.
They are exactly what you would expect a movie starring Kevin James prior to 2020 that is pseudo actiony, mostly comedy.
So like good, because they wouldn't make a sequel if it was bad, right? That's the way we can see movies in general. Is you wouldn't make a sequel if it wasn't.
And every sequel's
great
better.
movie.
I would say that
For you,
you're not wrong per se. Good is depending on how you define good. It certainly was profitable. People definitely saw the movie, whether they liked it or not. No one cared about because they know that people saw it.
that's a fair point.
Yeah. Also, it came out the same year as Observe and Report, which was the Seth Rogen one, where he also is a mall security, but it is not at all as funny. It's not family friendly at all.
No, I remember there being a lot of penises in that one.
A lot of penises. It was just very funny. I've talked about this before, how both movies came out, same idea where mall security guard is the main character. They're a loser in real life, and they have a crush on somebody who works at the place, and there's a dickhead Italian cop who is a dick to them. and then that's where the similarities end. But that's a lot of similarities.
It's too many, really.
It's too many. It makes me feel like two people started writing a movie together, and then they were like, I want this to be serious. Well, I want this to be funny. I want it to be family friendly. Well, I want it to be R-rated. And then they split it 50-50. And yet somehow ended up like, shit. All right, what if I just wrote it?
And somehow two studios still funded both of them.
Yeah.
Absolutely wild. I think Observer Report was an utter failure. They were like, oh damn, Seth Rogen can't lead. And it's like, well, yeah, no. Anybody with a nose could have told you that. I said no. I don't know why I said that. Mainly because I'm looking at your profile picture, Shay, and you don't have a nose. So
Yes. Well, very much like real life now.
Oh, you've cut it off. Yes. Somebody took it.
Yeah, I got rid of it.
Oh,
yeah.
Well,
Didn't like it.
that's fair. That's fair. Now you're just a mouth breather. But yeah. So Tumble, we'll go with you. What's your experience again? Just a quick refresher with professional wrestling and sports entertainment.
I think last time I was on the show, I was talking about how I wasn't allowed to watch wrestling at all as a child, but I had like bad cousins that whenever I would go over to their like house, they would just show me wrestling and like R-rated movies like Texas Chainsaw Massacre and like, hey, want to play Twisted Metal? And I was like, yeah, this is cool. I always associated like professional wrestling with them, but yeah, I've never really gotten into it. I think if I was allowed to watch back when I was younger, I would have loved it. But yeah, not much of an experience at all, besides my cool bad cousins.
Gotta love the bad cousins, the bad influential members of your family. When
They're in jail now.
No, they are both happily married with children and very settled down.
Oh, so what you could say from that, you could take from that is that wrestling actually saved them, and you know what's going on with us.
Yeah.
Yes. It definitely didn't give him into like a huffing glue phase or whatever.
No. They drew the line there. Like, sure, I'll crack a fluorescent light tube over my head, maybe hit my brother with a steel chair, but I'm not huffing glue. That's for weird. That's too much.
That's for people who aren't allowed to watch wrestling.
Yeah.
To paint the picture of their room, they shared a room. They had bunk beds, which I was like, this is so fucking cool. They had a TV in their room, which I didn't have. And then there was just insane Clown Posse posters everywhere.
That's funny. Because last time Shay was on, we talked about the time Mike Awesome almost killed Shaggy Two Dope on the top of his 70s bus.
Pretty great. It was pretty great.
Yeah, it was a hell of a fever dream.
It really was.
Shay, what about you, bud? What is your experience with professional wrestling and sports entertainment?
Like a lot like Tumble, where like I wasn't allowed to watch it at home, but luckily I had a friend whose parents didn't give a shit what he did, and so we used to watch it there, and all of his brothers would watch it. Weirdly enough, he also had a bunk bed, but he was the only one in the room, so it was like the other bed was meant for like whoever's friend was staying over, which was always me. And then we would go to, they filled a snowsuit, like a snowmobile suit with like blankets and pillows. And they would use that as like a wrestling dummy and they would practice on it. And then we'd take them out to the trampoline in their backyard and attempt to do moves. I have watched all three of those brothers severely hurt themselves. And I was called a gigantic pussy for not joining them every time.
Of course.
You know what? I stand by it. And you know what? Weirdly enough, Tumble, they're all doing great. You know,
They're all doing great. They're all settled
they're
down.
all doing fucking great.
Yeah, no, they got it out of their system early. You know, it's the well-behaved children you have to worry. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, if I am lucky enough to become a dad, then I want my kid to be not horribly behaved, but I definitely want my kid to be the kid that like other kids like, man, I wish my parents were like his. And meanwhile, my kid's like, I'm in the ER every other week. This is great. This is fantastic. I know my girlfriend would hate it. She's already told me, she's like, if we have kids, I don't want our kids to be like you as a child because you were in the hospital every other year. And I was like, I turned out fine. Sure, I split my head open and I'm probably suffering some sort of effects from that all these years later, but I'm fine for the most part.
You can barely tell, you know?
Barely tell. Yeah, no. Do I sometimes drift off and wonder, what happened the last 10 years. But yeah, well, that happens to everybody, right? Surely.
Well, you could blame cell phones and Obama for that.
That's right. Yeah, I can blame anything except the actual thing.
Yeah.
But also Shay, I wasn't sure. I was talking about this with Metric and Benny. You went to the same high school that Chris Jericho went to, right? Or
I did, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Not the same time. He's
No.
significantly older than me.
He is dirt old.
Yeah, I need that to be explained because I said I was unemployed recently, and that's it would look bad on me.
I am 54. I went to high school with Chris Jericho, and I am unemployed. That's all I got going for me.
And sad.
Was he your teacher?
No, he just went to my school. He just grew up in my hometown, and he's very, very popular, or was in the city, and has things named after him and stuff like that. But it was weirdly in our school orientation. When I first went to that high school, I had to go find the picture of Chris Jericho's graduation picture on the wall, which was really weird because I was like, who? And then I realized that he was a very famous wrestler.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's no longer the most famous person that came from that school, though.
Oh, who is?
Mark Stone from the Vegas Golden Knights.
That would trump it. Yeah. Traditional athlete definitely trumps pro wrestler. So good.
Right.
Good.
I don't know for sure. Wrestling, City's got a pretty decent they really like their wrestling. But I think Mark Stone still wins because it's still Canada, so there's a lot of hockey love there.
Yeah, Chris Jericho, the son of a hockey player.
Yeah.
Mark Stone, actual hockey player. There's levels to it. I think we talked about it last time, but I think Kenny Omega also went to the same school as Chris Jericho. Therefore, and he's older than us. He's late 30s, I think. I want to say 37. I want to say he is 39. He's 39. So yeah. So he might have gone to the same school, but he was born in Transcona, Winnipeg, Canada, which Transcona can only be I'm saying a town. All right, I'm going to click on the Wikipedia link, but I guarantee
I will let you say it, and then I'm going to tell you what the nickname for Transcona is.
I want to say that there's no more than 4,000 people.
So Transcona is more of a neighborhood than it is a city.
Okay.
It's a suburb of Winnipeg.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm seeing it now. Okay, yeah, it's a ward and suburb. It's about 10 kilometers east of the downtown area. Okay, so population. It's the suburb of 36,000. All right. So if I would have known that it was a suburb of, but I just thought it was it's in Manitoba. So
12 people maybe.
Yeah, I could buy. We make the joke all the time. I'm going to buy Winnipeg. I'm going to buy Manitoba.
You really need to.
I'm going to buy it.
It can't be that pricey.
God, no. Not with this exchange rate. And Transcona is known as Trash Kona in Winnipeg.
It is home. Sports and Recreation is the home of the Transcona Nationals, a sports team of Football Manitoba.
That sounds anti-Semitic, eh?
The
Transcona Nationals. It sounds wrong. It sounds extremist, really.
Yeah. 3 major community clubs and 2 indoor arenas can be found in their neighborhood. They were represented by the Transcona Railers.
Yeah.
I know
your mascot. Railers.
You know, it's Chris Angel, but fully erect.
I won't touch. I'm just gonna watch.
For the what is that? Manitoba Major Junior Hockey League. That is they were disbanded because the team found it hard to draw players that required skill and numbers.
Yeah, sure did.
But yeah, no, that's very. I was looking at the they've got man. Canada's weird. You got French immersion schools outside of
outside of Quebec and stuff. Well, I mean, I should say my city is in Manitoba is I think one of the highest French populations in
Oh, wow.
Canada. Like we have an entire suburb of the city that only speaks French. Everything is French first, called Saint Boniface.
Mm.
And you like it's like you speak French there.
I'm buying that first specifically when I buy Manitoba.
It's that place is beautiful. Let me tell you.
I'm gonna buy it, and we're going to do what we always should have done to the French: accepted them for who they were.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's where we're going with it.
Yeah.
Well, you thought I was gonna do something more extreme? No.
I almost got Transcona National on that one. Okay, like let's.
No. But no, that's pretty cool. That's that you went to school, to the same school as Chris Jericho. Metric went to school, the same school as Edge. And somebody also told me they went to this. They went to the rival school of somebody, but I forget. But yeah, that's look, the connections, the degrees of dork side are getting shorter and shorter, which is always the goal. But yeah, today's episode is a fun one. It has to do with a story that involves you two. That is perhaps one of my favorite stories to ever happen at a TwitchCon.
That's always dangerous.
Yeah.
Always dangerous, yes. And there have been plenty of good stories that have happened at TwitchCon that I love. But in terms of ones that I can tell out of school, and on a platform such as this, it's definitely without a doubt my favorite. What was it 29? It was 2019, and you two decided that you are going to ruin the other person's name.
Sorry,
Yeah.
no. That's okay. Sure. Yeah.
Look, okay, sure. After it was. Sorry, Tumble decided he was going to ruin your name, and you decided, well, I guess I have to do this too?
I think, like, what was it? What was the original, like, thing? We swapped badges and then said, like, do something, like, let's do something stupid.
We wanted to humiliate each other as each other.
Yeah. Like, I think I just went, like, I didn't do anything major. I kind of, like, I think I signed you up for, like stupid booths at the convention. Like,
Yeah.
I signed you up for stupid things, to like meetings with people. And I was like, oh, that'll be like whatever. Yeah, I thought that was funny.
I think you also kept on going up to the security guards and asking for their autographs on my badge.
Oh yes, true.
It was just covered.
I was trying to get there. Oh, it's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Harmless good fun. Harmless good fun that make people go, man, that Tumbledore, weird, but ultimately well-meaning. Now, Tumble, would you like to share with the class what you did when you had Keontae's partner badge on?
Well, I was, I guess, cornered by my friend who was currently on the front page of Twitch. And she was trying to, like, get me to, do something weird. And I kind of ignored everything she was telling me. I don't even know what the prompt was. And I just, like, take the mic and go, like, my name is Twitch partner Keontae. Fuck affiliates. Just on the front page.
Oh, it was. I think what's great about that is, like, 2019. So affiliates had just kind of become a bigger thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, was that the first TwitchCon with affiliates?
No,
it was like second.
Yeah, it was the third.
It was second.
2017 was the first one.
I just remember there being a lot of, like,
there's a lot of angst.
there was a lot of angst between what affiliates were getting versus what partners were getting. They did not have nearly as much stuff as we had at that point. And I just remember you coming back and being like, telling us what you did, and then seeing the video. Oh man, that was, and by the way, like, obviously that was my job at that point. Like, I was doing that full time. So, like, to make that context even better, running my name through, like, shit like that was one of the funniest things you could possibly have done. Oh.
Did you actually get blowback from that?
I don't think so, but like from that point onward, I like consistently, if someone knows that joke and makes a joke about it, I will go on the offensive and just talk about how much I hate affiliates.
I have, and I think it's still on my phone. I don't know if I still have the I made like a shoddy day of meme when I found that out. But it's the picture of you, Shay, shirtless in your stream, and with doing like the little like finger to the mouth to look seductive.
Oh yeah.
And oh no, yeah, I do have it. Hold on, let me. It's just I'm Twitch partnered streamer Keontae, and I say, fuck affiliate streamers.
I think that's what made it better is that doing it on like things like social media, doing it once on a stream, it's like, okay, whoever's seeing that may remember. But doing it on social media where it's like no one knows the context, it's very permanent, it's very public. And like it is like that's where anyone who's following these people is like, this is like streamer Twitter. Made it so much funnier. I think that was so much sketchier in the long run, but so funny.
It's the fact that that it was just that 2019 TwitchCon was a smorgasbord of running jokes between hey, have you know who else likes smoked meats, and then walking away fist pumping. That's just emotion. Spilling drinks all over people,
as you do.
Mario Kart. That's just a joke in itself. And but yeah, that was the RugCon. It was always good.
RugCon, yeah.
Never, yeah. Shame we never got RugCon 2020. Don't know what happened to it.
I don't know what was going on.
The
Then. I guess I wasn't around. I don't know.
yeah, who knows?
I got really into novels, so
I got into bread making. I woke up next. I was like, wow, it's 2022. What have I missed?
Yeah. I should record an episode of this podcast.
I should make a podcast. Wait, I've had this episode.
God, it's been 2 years. What have I been doing?
You were in a coma for 2 years. What did I miss? Nothing. Wait, what?
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah. But yeah, so the reason I bring that story up is because I don't think there are two people who could deal with identity theft better than the two of you. And now, not like dealing with identity theft, like helping somebody find who stole their identity, helping clean up somebody's name. Certainly not that one. But somebody saying that they're somebody else when clearly they are not the person that they say they are.
See, and just when you said that, was what's funny about this is when you first were introducing us, when you said, all right, Tumble, and tell us about you, I was about to just go off and start answering as Tumble, just a fun, like I was absolutely considering doing that just to fuck with him. So this makes it even better.
I thought I fully expected you to do so.
Wait, didn't you do that first, though? Didn't you go to like a Twitch Winnipeg gathering?
Oh, right. I went to a Twitch meetup in Vancouver.
Yeah.
And I wrote your name
That's right.
as my meetup. And I introduced, and I never once said who I was. I only introduced myself as Tumbledores and sent people to my stream. I was like, oh yeah, go and follow. And they'd follow you. And it was one of my favorite moments.
I got at least 12 Canadian followers that day.
It was dark in there. I don't think they knew.
That was it. God, I forgot about that too. So I guess you're slowly. I mean, I don't know. You were helping. So maybe you know what, Shay? Maybe you are good for helping somebody rebuild their image, and maybe confirm who they are, because you can certainly confirm who they're not. So the reason I bring that up, in 1996, when we were young pups, wrestling in America had two major companies, WWF and WCW. And WWF was wrestling in general wasn't in a great spot, but WWF wasn't in a good spot to be giving some of their higher named talent more money. And WCW, owned by billionaire Ted Turner and the empire that he had built, did have the money, and they would offer sometimes those big name talents. And the big name talents one time said, "You know what? Hey, whoa, that's a lot of money, and a lot of money for less work. Yeah, I'll go there." So in 1996, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash left WWF for WCW, and portrayed similar characters to who they were, except they were Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, not their previous characters, Razor Ramon and Diesel. And WWF being vindictive, spiteful, mainly Vince McMahon being those things, among other things, wanted to get back at them in WCW because, well, they're over there saying they're from the WWF to invade WCW. And their head of their department, Jerry McDevitt, their super lawyer, suggested, well, why don't you just sue them and just because you own the rights to the intellectual property of the characters they're portraying, that would help in court if you started suing them. And they said, you know what, that's a good idea. So they went and actually recasted Razor Ramon and Diesel. They became known as Fake Razor and Fake Diesel, shorthand to us fans, but they were always the quote-unquote real Razor Ramon and real Diesel. So much like you were the fake Keontae Tumble and Shay, you were the fake Tumbledore. Today's topic is we're going to watch the debuts. What we're going to watch is the actual Razor and the actual Diesel, their characters, so you have a baseline of what they look like, what they sound like, who they are. And then we get to watch the introduction of Fake Razor and Fake Diesel. We're going to watch that, and we'll be right back here on the Dork Side of the Ring podcast.
Hey everybody, just taking a moment out of the show to do a little advertisement, mainly for support.grum.tv. The Patreon, where we have such exclusive content for you, such as watch-alongs, early episodes when they're properly edited and sounding right, and extra episodes, as well as early access to even more of the content that I, Grum, do, like YouTube videos and more. You can also get speaking permission during streams. You can do all kinds of stuff. This weekend, I should say, we're going to be putting up the first piece of new exclusive content, new watch along. First one of 2023 is myself, Citra, and Slay watching the Mae Young hand-birth saga. Yeah, can't wait. Love those two reactions while it's going on. That'll be up on the support.grum.tv this weekend. By the time episode 78 will be coming out, if you're listening to this in the future, it's already out. Go check it out at support.grum.tv. Thank you guys for continuing to support. That's how I make moolah on the side doing this, making content. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's get back to the episode.
There it is. We're back on the Dork Side of the Ring. Shay, start us off. First impressions of Fake Razor and Fake Diesel.
Oh my goodness. So like, Fake Razor is this pudgy guy who is not Cuban. I'm pretty sure he's just because I had to find out, because that's the kind of person I am.
Yeah.
He's from fucking Surrey, British Columbia. Right? It is the most non-Cuban place in Canada, which is saying something. Like, I don't understand how this guy, it doesn't make sense. And like, then he went to Calgary, which is really more like a Texas, if anything, of Canada. So like, there's 0% any aspect of like where that would even play in. Is it problematic in today's terms? Sure, probably, but like, whatever. I just think it's insane to me that they got someone who's like nowhere. I don't know. I guess the face shape kind of was there, but it was like, here, it's just a fatter Razor. And like, Tumble, you kind of mentioned this with Diesel. It's like he had star power. Like, Fake Diesel at least was interesting to watch. Like, he was at least fun to watch. but I don't know. I got like that's insane. I love the idea that they did just try to swap. Like there's like, all right, well, fuck it. You guys aren't allowed to be these characters anymore. So we're just gonna continue using them just to kind of put it to you. I think that's fantastic. In like the meanest way possible. And like I hate companies that do this and whatever. Like, but also very funny. It's kind of funny though.
It really is like I think I said before the break. It was all born out of a lawsuit. And they were like, hey, we would have more legal ground if you could prove that we own the IP. And what they're doing is the intellectual property. Like, they're being Razor Ramon and Diesel and saying that they're from the WWF to take over WCW. We can screw them and ruin them because they left and now they're doing better than us. And that's all this was like, hey, if you could just prove that point on television, that'd be great. And they're like, yeah, no, we can do that. No problem. Yeah, sure. Get two schmucks and dedicate time and resources to proving a point. It's just like, what the fuck? Tumble, what about you? First impressions of fake Razor and fake Diesel.
Yeah, so I said it earlier, but they look like the action figure versions of the originals. Like how when I was growing up, I had an Aragorn. I was a huge Lord of the Rings fan, and for Christmas I got an Aragorn action figure, and it just looked so messed up. It didn't look anything. I mean, it vaguely resembled it, but yeah, just Well, I don't want to say that Kane. That was Kane, right? Who was fake Diesel, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I don't want to say he was like the store-bought version, because I really did think like he's kind of killing this and he looks intimidating as hell. But like, fake Razor, everything was just a little bit off, but to a degree that I couldn't get past. Although I do have to say the concept that they did was hilarious, of just like having that big giant fuck you. We're using these characters anyway, and we're just gonna recast them to slightly resemble you guys.
Yeah, the slight vaguely look familiar. Diesel, all right, you're like 70% there. The fake Razor, I mean, he was tan and had dark hair.
Equally problematic, but
arguably worse, because he's like
maybe a little bit worse, because at least the other guy could kind of do the Al Pacino, Scarface,
that's what it
Tony
was.
Montana.
So
impression.
Other guy was from, once again, Surrey, British Columbia. That's the Transcona of British Columbia, guys. Okay.
He's a railer.
It's a garbage place. Trust me. All right.
He's a railer.
Going to get stabbed in BC.
I think he only said a line, but he just sounded like he had a speech impediment.
He kind of did, and he did like the gravelly wrestle, like what I would say, and Tumble, you kind of mentioned this during when they were doing their intros, they're like the fake intros, which was like that gravelly like wrestler voice that I don't know, I always hear, and then he did that while still trying to put on like this weird Cuban accent, and it just sounded terrible.
Yeah, it was not good. It was like, it's the office meme of like, they want, the corporate wants you to decide, and it's like everybody's like, these are two different things except for Jim Ross. Jim Ross like, these are the same things. Like, this is Razor Ramon. And he even says it like, like during the fake Razor's first match on Raw, the night the fake Diesel debuts. He's like, I didn't say I was bringing back Scott Hall. Y'all thought I said I was bringing Razor Ramon back. Not you got excited because you put expectations on it. And it's like, man, even back then, people were getting their hopes up on not listening. And it's like, oh, this must mean this. It's like, well, no. But
that,
that's some gas ladies. Shit.
Very much. Very much.
What a problematic, like 1996 problematic year for wrestling.
He said crap. That would have, that would have been TV off.
That would have been TV off, go to bed. Yeah.
Sure. You can't say crap. Yeah.
Oh man, I just can't believe that. Like, I don't know. That's insane. Yeah, I don't think this happens I don't know if this happens that often or if this would ever happen again. I think they would do like generally what a company would do would just be like, all right, screw it. And then like cut off all of it. But like, think of all the BS the fans got. Like they were so pumped. I saw signs for Diesel. So clearly they were expecting like the real guys. And then they walked out and you could tell just everyone was like, what is going on? What's the point?
What is this? What do you mean? That's horrible. And there's somebody who's like, yeah, no, that's Razor. And like, I love the character. I don't care. Just recast it. Like, I don't care. Like, sure, whatever. Recast the character. I love the character Razor Ramon. It's a great character. I don't care if it's somebody different. It's sure he's not as good a performer at the role, but I love having the character around.
Yeah,
it's a vital piece of the WWE cinematic universe.
Yeah, it's like when they recast Becky and Roseanne.
Oh, Becky.
Yeah, like I like I was gonna say, like that was gonna be one of the questions of like, what are some other iconic recastings that like looking back on you're like, wait a second, what? Did they think we would just accept that was not like the one that jumps to me is Aunt Viv. Like Aunt Viv went from being dark-skinned woman to a light-skinned woman, and like we just accepted that was always the same Aunt Viv. And it was like, no, those are two dynamically different people. Like, what are we doing here?
And the worst part is, as a kid, never noticed one.
Never, yeah.
Never. I had to become a fully grown adult and find a YouTube video to tell me that I was a horrible person when I was 10. Like, but no, you're right. That like absolutely, it's kind of wild. I've seen like recast done, but not really recast. They just kind of got a new character. Like they just brought like I don't know. First thing that came to my mind was New Girl, where they just swapped out the character completely and went for it. I'm actually just recently rewatching Game of Thrones because I hate myself. And
oh no,
I know. Don't worry, we're only in season 7, so I can't wait.
I've only watched season 8.
Good.
Why?
So you got through all you went through all the bullshit. Yeah, no. Tell me, he cut all the garbage out, and he only wants to get to the big old. Yeah, he wants to get to the cake. All right.
I was like, dinner. So I obviously like I was late to the party, and I'm like, all right, well, what's this all about? And I'm like, do I have to watch it? They're like, yes, you have to watch it, which instantly made me go, well, I'm not gonna watch it then. Like I'll watch season 8 live, and I'll go back and watch it. And like, so I had zero like attachment to any of the characters, no knowledge of like I knew like who Jon Snow was, who the characters were. I didn't know what was supposed to happen. Everyone's like, I'm sitting here, I'm like, wow, I heard that there's an ice dragon and there's dragons and there's gonna be a big fight. That's awesome. That seems pretty cool. And then like during that episode, it's the 3rd episode of the season. I'm like, damn, is there only three episodes this season? And they're like, no, there's not. Why is it happening so soon? I'm like, why is it such a bad thing? And they're like, because there's so much more after. I was like, oh, geez, all right. And then like, Arya kills. Spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen. Arya kills the Night King, and people are like, I'm watching with my family, and they're not happy. They're not pissed, but they're not happy. They're like, that's it. And I was like, damn, that was cool. She dropped the knife and stabbed him, and then everything died. Everybody else is like, this is bullshit. This sucks. I'm like, this was great.
The Game of Thrones writers definitely defaulted into giving Arya every single like badass moment.
Oh yeah, they were just like, well, let's just make her like the best. Let's just give her everything fun, and everyone else gets like monotonous like lines. Like they're gonna actually work for their paycheck, or is just gonna do all choreography. Like that's what they did. It was insane. I mean, so but on this topic of Game of Thrones, because they recasted in like the early seasons Dario Naharis, which was like one of the mercenary group leaders for that joined Daenerys, whatever, when she went off. And I know that, but they recasted from like one season to the next. And honestly, even when I was like, I'm a fully grown adult, and I saw that, went like, who is this character? You know what? Fuck it. There's too many characters in this show anyways. There's probably someone I missed that was on my phone while I was watching. And I didn't realize until like a year later when they explained. I was like, oh, where's that weird dude with like the very blue eyes and like extreme skin, like extremely shiny skin? And then I realized that he was just a recast person. I was like, oh, okay. Like,
What's even?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No. That was it.
Oh, what's even weirder? I read the books, and that character's supposed to have a blue beard in the book. It's just very bizarre. Just every bit of casting choice.
Yeah. We went with like blue eyes, shiny skin, kind of blondish, sandy hair to like, it's just, I don't know, dark hair. Just let's make him look exactly like every other character in this fucking show.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other like full like recasts. But you're right, Aunt Viv's a really good one.
Aunt Viv was a good one.
Yeah.
Rachel in the Dark Knight trilogy, going from Katie Holmes to Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Oh my God. Okay, actually,
that improved it.
I agree.
So here's the thing. All right, look, I grew up with sisters, so of course I had to love Dawson's Creek. Now, I love Katie Holmes. All right, I think she was one of my first crushes, and I'll be honest. When I saw that horse-faced girl playing her character in the next Batman movies, I got real mad. I got honestly really mad. I was like, "Why is she? I hate her so much." There was a joke somewhere. I'm sure it's Family Guy that it was like she's like a horse. You put peanut butter like in her mouth, and then you just like dub her lines, and it looks the same. It's like I don't like Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Have you seen? Okay, so then this tweet is going to. This tweet is gonna hit for you. Then it's man, hold on, I need to find it. So I want to get it like verbatim. But
while you're saying that, I just want to make clear, I'm not a huge fan of Katie Holmes now. Okay, just for a period of my life.
Oh, thank God! I was about to leave.
I knew it. Yeah.
This Katie Holmes mega fan.
Here, yeah. So this is a tweet from 2020. So it's fairly recent, but the Joker in Dark Knight would have had no leverage on me. Talking about some Maggie Gyllenhaal boy set the block on fire. I do not care.
Good. Oh, that's fantastic.
Like,
no, you're right. Like that was a weird choice. I was about to say that they did the same thing in Thor with Natalie Portman, and I don't think they did. I think they just cut her character completely out.
No, she just left for a little while. They did that with Edward Norton as the Hulk.
I was gonna say, he was the Hulk, and then what's his face? Mark Ruffalo got it. The other one in the MCU was War Machine. Rhodey was Terrence Howard in the first Iron Man, and then in Iron Man 2 it's Don Cheadle, all because Terrence Howard was like, I'm Terrence Howard, give me more money, and they're like, no. He goes, fine, good luck finding somebody else to play this role. And they're like, Don Cheadle, you want to make a lot of money? Don Cheadle's like, I like money, yes,
that is hilarious though. I'm Terrence Howard, give me more money. No, you're Terrence Howard.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, what was the point in there? I mean, I guess another like iconic like recast would be James Bond, just every single one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, that's more reboots
what?
than anything. The Doctor from Doctor Who, great recast.
What?
You'd never have known.
Same guy.
There's two in the Harry Potter franchises. Okay. One is a very well-known character, and then one is from the prequels.
Okay, I was gonna say, the prequels would have been Johnny Depp and Depp. Whatever the other guy's name is.
Mads Mikkelsen.
That's right. Yeah, who's also a cool actor. I didn't see those movies, but
they're not good.
No. They're not good. No.
There's a reason I haven't seen them as a Harry Potter fan. I don't know. I'm. You know what? I'm not gonna bother trying to remember these ones. I'm sure it's like a Slytherin or something.
No, it's Dumbledore.
Oh, Dumbledore. Yeah.
Oh yeah, motherfucker. Right.
Richard Harris passed away after the second one, and they recasted him.
I just assumed it was going to be someone like not that well known, but of course it had to be one of the main characters of this entire story.
They recasted Lavender Brown because she was like, she was originally a black girl.
Yeah.
And I think even in the book, she's a black girl. And then they just recasted her as some weird white girl.
Yeah.
Which, look, we won't get into that. All right. Look, this is a goddamn wrestling podcast.
Look, I'm just like, I'm like finding, here we go. There's like a 28
This is my
roles.
moment.
My God, this light entertainment podcast is something much
Becky on Roseanne.
Get Chris Angel out here.
What? Oh,
He left
okay.
you
This one doesn't count. They're like counting Bob Saget as Danny Tanner as a recast, but like, not the same. Suki St. James on Gilmore Girls.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. So,
But that was an unaired pilot, so that also
yeah, that was an
doesn't count.
unaired pilot that had Bornstein. I can't remember her first name.
Alex
the woman who
Bornstein?
plays Alex Bornstein, woman who plays Lois or Susie from Marvelous Miss Maisel. Everyone should see it. It's on Prime.
I think that's same showrunners, Gilmore.
They recasted
Yes, it
Queen
is.
Elizabeth?
Well, yeah,
What?
she died.
They recasted her as a man?
Yeah, why is she a king now?
No.
Weirdest fucking chick. God, this woke culture changing the sex of them now, guys. I can't believe it.
Why is the queen a white man?
Claire, no, this is for the Netflix show The Crown. They recasted the Queen Elizabeth II. I'm trying to see Jack Ryan, but that one's, I feel like that one's not the same. I'm trying to see if there are other ones. Yeah, here's the Lavender Brown. Jodie Foster famously played Clarice Starling in Silence of the Lamb, but she declined to return for the sequel, and the role was played by Julianne Moore instead. Let me see. I'm trying to see if there's any other like mid-season or
The Witcher. What, Henry Cavill?
Oh yeah,
Out with Luke Hemsworth.
Yeah. That one is going to be. I mean, you just should have just ended it after season 3 because the Wild Hunt is the Wild Hunt, and then that's it. You just shut it down. Go home. No one. It was already probably not gonna lose interest because you're like, all right, but. So famous recastings, George McFly, Crispin Glover, with Jeffrey Wiseman in the second movie, because Crispin Glover wanted too much money to return, and then he later sued the film studio saying that they used a face mold he made in the first one to make Wiseman look like him in the sequel. Wait, Gordon on Sesame Street.
Oh yeah, he got recast a lot. Right? Because they kept him around.
Yeah. No, interesting. Okay. Catwoman in the original Batman series was recasted. Any other like good ones? Nope. No other good ones that are like well known. But yeah, no, there's a couple. That was a fun little jaunt down train of thought of like other famous recastings. I think the one that stands out to me the most, other than Aunt Viv, is Rhodey, just because the story of it being Terrence Howard being like, "Give me more money, I'm Terrence Howard."
Yeah.
They're like, "No, okay, no, we're good. All right, fine. I'll go. Good luck finding somebody else to play your silly little role." Meanwhile, Don Cheadle's about to have his own Disney Plus series where he's making millions of dollars off of it. Yeah. I
have one extra one.
Okay.
Which is Lori Foreman from that 70s show.
Okay.
So she got recast after 6 seasons.
Oh wow.
Oh really?
Yeah. They only went for 8 seasons, and let's be honest, no one watched the last couple seasons. No one gave a shit. But yeah, due to like health issues and like alcoholism, I just saw that, and which like she went on to like a little bit lose her mind, I think. But like, yeah, they cut her from the show, and they had to recast her because she's a fairly big character.
Yeah, very important character.
She was mean. I just remember. Oh my god, I'm on her villains.fandom right now. It's his hobby. Having sex, bullying her brother and his friends.
Ain't-
You nailed it, villains.
Villains fandom sounds so sexual.
really.
Also, I just want to make it clear. I Googled Lori Foreman, and I assume that's who you Googled as well. I had to scroll down to find villains fandom, Tumble. So you went deep. You were looking for that one. That's a book. Villains fandom is bookmarked on your computer for some reason.
Sometimes you gotta read what the bad boys are doing.
Oh, here's one. The Night King was recasted.
Oh,
But wasn't he just like makeup and stuff?
Yeah, but the stunt performer they basically just gave the stunt performer the job. They're like, yeah, we're not
which like fair.
Yeah, just cutting a paycheck.
Because I think they had,
Yeah.
I think like they because there is in the show there was a point where like they show the person like the human before the Night King, who turns into the Night King eventually. And I don't think that's the same person, and that's where they're saying it. Oh yeah, it is. And I was like, yeah, but like the guy who's been playing the Night King, which is just the guy who has to sit in a chair for 9 hours and get makeup put on him. Yeah, just give him. He has no lines. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
2 actors played Blood Raven on Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah, Max von Sydow, right?
Yes,
was one of them. Yeah,
was the got recasted to play. It was originally British actor Stron Roger.
Oh, good name.
Yeah, very good name.
you love his movies.
Oh yeah.
He was in this movie called A Stern Talking To, and it just was him.
Talking.
Oh,
Being
I've never been so hard during an entire movie before. Just getting to Stern Talking To.
Wait, the Mountain was recasted not once but twice?
Yeah.
Oh,
It was actually like what's his name? Thor or something? What's
Halvor Julius Borgensen is the last one. He's the strong man.
The middle one was this tall, gangly dude. He wasn't even like built.
Ian White.
Yeah.
Like they don't look any. I mean, they don't look anything alike. The 3 of them. I feel like.
No, because I think the first season, which is like, he's actually like his face, like he has his helmet off, whatever. And he's like a tall, but like not big, like not like fucking the guy, like the world's strongest man, dude. Thor, and I think Ian White might have been similar.
Yeah, the second guy was even skinnier than the first guy. I'm looking at a picture of him now.
Yeah. I also do like that. I just found. I love that we are so off topic, but I need to mention this: is that Ian White, the guy who's like the skinny fucking mountain in Game of Thrones, also played a White Walker, as well as, and I'm pretty sure the Giant in like the actual giant, like One Wig One Darwin, that guy, and that's his actual name. You can look that up, which is hilarious that he actually played the Giants in it too. Weird recasts.
Yeah. In the first.
To be fair, though, all of those, I will argue, for the most part, the majority of those were positive recasts.
Yeah.
These weren't.
No. Yeah, this is the rare case of recasting making it worse. But I again, they didn't want good people. They just wanted people to fill. They just needed somebody to credit the role. Like. Last recasting, this one, Vern Troyer was recasted in the first Harry Potter movie, played Grip Hook, but was voiced by Warwick Davis, who would then later just take on the role in full.
That's a weird one to me.
Yeah.
That's a weird, because it's like you have a little person voicing the role as a different little person voices it. I guess Vern Troyer's voice was very different though.
Yeah.
Whereas like Warwick Davis,
He was also
actually, like,
he's had a speaking role. He was also the other goblin that like took him into the bank.
oh,
So
yeah.
maybe they were just trying to differentiate, because Vern Troyer had a very distinct voice.
Yes, he does. Yeah.
Yeah. I was just like seeing if there was like a reason, like obviously they needed I wanted to see if there was a reason, if that was the reason, if there was something else. Because I know Vern Troyer had like issues-ish with stuff, and they're just like, we're just not going to give him any speaking roles, and we'll dub out his voice. Like, it's too late we can't just do a whole reshoot to reshoot somebody different. But
I wonder if they just couldn't get Warwick on set because he's a busy guy.
Yeah,
a fantastic actor.
He really is.
It's just wild how WWE, the one time they recast somebody, absolutely shit the bed. Absolutely, completely. Like, it would have been funny if they would have picked somebody. Like, it's hard. Like, no one is cooler than Scott Hall. Like, Scott Hall is one of the coolest people to ever walk the earth. The guy got hit by. So people would throw trash in the ring, cups of full soda, and he would just shake it off, and it's like, dude, nothing faces this guy. This man slicks. He's got Coca-Cola in his hair, and he slicked it back. Like, nothing faces this man. And then Kevin Nash is almost as cool as his friend Scott Hall. So it's like, it was doomed to fail, but it would have been very funny if they just were like, oh shit, this really connect. A lot of people like this. And they just start doing that from now on. Like, Stone Cold is gone. We're going to find somebody new to play Stone Cold Steve Austin. Like,
it would have been cooler if they took more of a comedic angle with it, really leaned into the goofiness of it.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think there's like, I guess because of the reason and like they left and it was like more lawsuit based, I guess they wanted to make it more instead of a parody. I wonder if that would cause IP like, I don't know, IP law, but like the idea of like, well, it's a parody, so now it's still their characters, whatever. They could argue that like, well, you were parodying it versus these ones where it's like we're trying to make them as authentic as possible.
Yeah.
They just, I mean, and I guess in a way they did. Like, I don't necessarily think they, they're doing the moves. They're coming out. They're doing what they think is the most like the character. But it comes to show you, it's like, same as any performer or actor. It's like, you're not going to be able to imitate this person perfectly. You can do your best, but no matter what, you're going to put your own flair in it. Or in fake Razor's case, you're just going to eat more chips than most people would versus like what real Razor would. Real Razor would not be eating as many chips before a performance.
No, there should have been once. Like, as soon as like the lawsuit and everything was settled, they just dropped these characters. Like, they just completely fell off the face of the earth. The two of them went to wrestle in Mexico for a little bit as part of like a talent exchange. They're like, we want Razor and Diesel, and like, all right, we'll send you Razor and Diesel. You sure you want Razor and Diesel? Yes, we want Razor and Diesel. Okay, because in Mexico, it's not like they have recastings almost all the time because it's you pass the mask down. So like, you might have like there was a group of wrestlers by the name of Villano, which is just Spanish for villain. But there was a Villano 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and like every couple for a while, every couple of years there would be a new one. Like, there was Villano 1, then there was Villano 1 and 2. Then there was Villano 1, 2, and 3, and then 1 retired, so there's just 2 and 3. But then there's 4 that comes in, and then 1 comes back and 2 retires, and it's like this they all look the same. But you're like, wait a second, okay, so they're not all the same person now. They're just copies, but also like because it's just part of the presentation, the culture, and everything. They're just like accepted that they're just like, yeah, no, that's Villano. Well, that's Villano 2. Or, well, how do you know which one's which? Yeah, this one, that one's this one, this one's that one. Oh, all right. Well, to the outside, watcher, you're like, oh, they're the same. They wrestle the same. They're the same. They wear the same gear. How do you know which one is which? And it's like, you have to watch them. You did not have to watch Razor Ramon and Diesel, though, too much to know that they were not the same performers. If this, another question I wanted to ask, but like, of the wrestlers you guys know of, who would have been the funniest to recast? Like, just in general. Be like, take this person and you're going to recast them but it's somebody doing the exact same things. Like, my thought was thinking about, like, Stone Cold doing half the shit he did, but it's like just some other. It's like what's his face? The Hank from Breaking Bad.
Oh,
Right,
Oh,
like
yeah.
so it's still a bald guy, still a bald white guy, but it's him. Dean is it Dean Norris? That's it, yeah, right. Dean Norris, I think is his name. It's just we're giving him all the Stone Cold stuff. He's the one shooting the Bang 316 gun at Vince McMahon. He's the one showering everybody in beer. He's the one fighting Mike Tyson, and like just like this is so preposterous.
Yeah, my like, I mean, I think very casual wrestling knowledge. Like mine would be like Undertaker or something, or like I'm trying to think of someone who would be really. Okay, wait. If I look at the Undertaker, who do I see? I mean, a school shooter, I guess, but like, like that's who I see. But who else? Great question.
Adam Driver.
Adam, I mean, to be fair, yeah, I think like just recasting like someone, whether or not like I know who they'd be, but trying to recast someone like that in a role that's so like insane or intense, like I think just the more wild the character, the funnier the recast would be, because they wouldn't be able to redo it. You just wouldn't be able to like get that same kind of flair, no matter how much star power you may have. You try to do what the Undertaker did, it's not going to happen. Like you're just not going to be able to do that. You're not going to be able to replicate what he did, because he was very special in that.
It's funny you say that. They did try to recast the Undertaker.
That makes it so much better.
But it was intentional. So in
Okay,
1994, he gets injured, and he has to go. He's like got to get knee surgery, and to hype up him returning, they had two guys say that they were bringing back the Undertaker. One guy being the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, and the other guy being the Undertaker's actual manager, Paul Bearer. And at SummerSlam 1994, the main event of the show was The Undertaker versus The Undertaker. And they found somebody who looked a lot like The Undertaker to do this whole thing, where do all the moves the same way, wrestle like you're The Undertaker, but obviously the real Undertaker wins. But it's very funny that you bring that, like, your go-to is The Undertaker, and he had kind of been recast where they did the fake Undertaker. That's pretty funny. What about you, Tumble? Do you have a wrestler?
So back in the height of like, remember the all the John Cena memes with the song and everything. Me and my friend had this running bit of like some furniture salesman also named John Cena, just like really leaning into that, like just trying to like having like an off-brand version of the song during his like furniture commercials and stuff. And it would be so funny to me if like they introduced John Cena and like, kind of like what we just watched, but some like balding, like pudgy guy just walks up trying to sell you furniture.
That's
like
a good
if
one.
Stanley Tucci is the Rock.
Stanley Tucci is the Rock.
Like just like, oh hi everyone, what the fuck?
Steve
dude,
Can
Carell
you smell what I'm
as,
cooking?
I'm cooking a prosciutto.
Yeah, I have yeah. Doesn't he have a cooking show?
Yeah, he does.
My dad loves him. My dad he has like so much Stanley Tucci shit. I just came back
picture
from
that, but in the Mummy.
Mark Wahlberg is John Cena.
Mark Wahlberg as John
You know
Cena.
what?
Yeah,
I could see
that.
Yeah, I
they're-
could see them doing like a weird John Cena movie where Mark Wahlberg plays him for some reason.
It could definitely be. I guarantee they'll be brothers in a movie at some point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
for sure,
You know,
right?
you know what? Another one they should do. Kane recasted as, but being Kane is Kevin Nash. Like bring it full circle. Like Kane pretended to be Kevin Nash. Now Kevin Nash pretends to be Kane. That'd be a good one.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. The obvious one. The Rock being portrayed by Dwayne Johnson.
That would never happen.
That's pretty good.
The other one that I had was Chris Jericho, but like Owen Wilson. Just give Owen Wilson long hair and tell him to be Chris Jericho, and it wouldn't work at all. But it'd be hilarious to see like, wow, like somebody goes to her table. Wow, it's like just amazing.
I think you throw Owen Wilson in any wrestling scenario, I think it'd be one of the best moments ever.
Yeah,
I
it
think
would
he'd be
work.
super into it. I think
Yeah.
he'd actually get like. I think he'd be like, yeah, I'll do that. Like he's just one of those people, and then you get to witness just probably the shittiest wrestling you'll ever see.
Well, you said that Owen Hart kind of looked like, or was it Owen Hart the guy that was getting Stone Cold back to the back?
Yeah, I think it was just one of the guys getting him back. I don't know if he was a wrestler or not, but that guy looked a lot like Owen Wilson, like a buffer Owen Wilson. Which is just a hilarious concept in general.
Owen Wilson replaces him in the recasting, much like this guy, the fake Razor. And you're like, wait a second, who is that? He's not as big. He's not as built. He's pudgier. What's going on here?
Holy shit! I have it.
Okay.
Undertaker. Guess who is going to take over for the Undertaker? None other than Chris Angel. It actually would work.
That's it.
It actually
It would work. Yeah.
Well, I got this too.
His weird, stupid haircut. Like not his new. Like I need his like long, slightly dyed, kind of bobbish haircut.
Like the one where he's holding the cat.
Yes. Yeah. Where he, like Kate and Kate plus 8. Like that's the haircut I need it to look like.
Yeah. Tumble, you got another one?
Yeah. Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, also played by Chris Angel. He can make it do. He can do that magic.
He just yes.
Do you smell what the Mind Freak is cooking? No, your line is The Rock, Chris. But what if it wasn't? What if it was?
For the next 48 hours, I won't be saying that line in this box.
Vince McMahon would shoot him. I think Vince would shoot him, or he would have somebody shoot him. Get this goddamn angel guy out of the goddamn picture. Can't take it.
Try. Can he catch a bullet? Like
my boss wants to shoot me, and with this bullet, he will. Later on Mind Freak, but first, I'm going to join this nice Midwestern couple from Iowa into their hotel room. But yeah, no, the other thing I did want to touch on quickly, not quickly, but kind of, is Jim Ross, who is a beloved figure in pro wrestling. Everybody loves him, much like baseball loves Vin Scully. Twitch loves DJ Wheat. I think would be the closest a comparison. People just love Jim Ross, and they decide to make him just angry, and he's airing all of his HR grievances out in public on national television, just being like, "I got brought in, and they put me in a toga." And I'm really good. I'm the best. And they're not using me. And then I had cerebral palsy, and they fired me a week later. And then they brought me back to fire me again. And then they brought me back at half the amount of money I was making. Well, you know what? Fuck them. Here's Razor Ramon, like the ultimate, like I'll get back at them. Yeah, I don't understand what the goal of his actions were, other than to air grievances.
None of that made sense. And while watching it, I was like, why is he so upset about all of this? None of this matters.
No. He had a wet pocket. Still don't know why it was wet.
yeah, that was wet. That wasn't even a shadow. I thought maybe it could have been a shadow, but
It
no.
was like he had a wet towel in his hand, and he put it in his hand. He goes, "Ah, shit, I'm going on TV."
Maybe that's how he pees from. Like,
Maybe he's from the side.
yeah.
Did you imagine? Like, I mean, I think we've all been adults who have been inebriated. I don't recall ever peeing myself that bad where only the pocket of my blazer is like, that was like very. It was only in the one spot, but it wasn't like the whole pocket. It was like half of the front pocket, half behind it. Like somebody threw a sponge at him almost.
I think it was he got nervous before he had to make his big HR speech, and he had a Canada Dry ginger ale in his pocket, and he cracked it open, took a sip, settled his stomach, put it back in. Complete buffoon, spilt it in his pocket. He had a pocket full of ginger ale, and he's thinking, now I got to go up here and make a speech. Everyone's gonna be staring at my wet pocket, and I'm gonna look like a fool. And thus, what happened? He now looks like a fool.
He looked like a fool.
It could have been this though. He could have just left a hotel room with Chris Angel.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Yes, that's exactly. Yeah, yo, is this your card? No, there's no cum on it. Check your pocket. Oh shit!
Oh shit! It's covered in cum.
That's a lot. That was a lot of it, though. Chris
freak.
Angel. That's a mind freak. But no, I feel like in terms of airing your grievances, it wasn't the best airing of his grievances because he didn't. I mean, he did say crap, but I don't feel like it was satisfying. Like he was still working there the next week. Like, you air your grievances and then you like quit, but he didn't quit, and I feel like that was a missed opportunity to really send it home. The whole idea of like fuck you, you're cool, fuck you, is that you quit. And and he didn't. He just so you just look like a bum if you just keep working. You've been fired from this place 3 times, guy. You came back. You're working there for 50 cents on the dollar. Why? Go get your CDL.
Did he not say something? I could swear he said something about working in the NFL and like announcing for them. Just go back then. Like, what? I don't know where you're from. You're over here with your saying like swearing in 1996 on television. You got a wet pocket. No wonder the NFL doesn't want to deal with you. You're a goddamn mess. Like, you're lucky that you're getting 50 cents on the dollar. You were a liability.
This is true.
You think the NFL is going to allow crap?
No,
on air? No.
They don't crap. They don't allow. You can't say crap now. You say crap, and they're like, "Oh wow, it's a problem."
What a schmuck.
JR should have. Yeah, I don't know. He should have got his more money worth. Throw in a heck, or a maybe a second crap. Just maybe even a gosh darn.
Oh,
that might be a little bit too far.
No, he should have gone far. He didn't go far enough. That's what we're trying to say here.
What's those ones? The southern like, gosh darn it, dang nabbit,
dang
nabbit. Yeah, should have thrown in dang nabbit,
gummit or something.
Dang gummit,
stupid shit like that.
God, I'm sure that has like a slur origin or something.
I should get canceled after this.
Well, we're going down with you. Shay, final thoughts on your time inside the dork side of the ring today.
I just think that like he probably jerks off but nothing comes out, and then he's like, check your pocket, and then that's what Chris Angel looks like. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to leave it at that.
We're just going to leave it the vague he. Is it fake Diesel? Is it fake Razor? Is it Chris Angel?
Exactly
who knows? Who knows? It could be. Look, fake Razor might have been into magic. We don't know that. Fake Razor could have been Chris Angel.
Oh my god! Fucking Chris Angel doing a Cuban accent.
My footage exists out there. I guarantee.
Tumble, what about you? Final takeaways on your time on the dork side this week.
I just see him as getting angry if it lasts longer than the Mind Freak song, where he's like, "Okay, yeah, this is getting excessive. You're not even enjoying it at this. Like, no one can.
No one lasts longer than 1 minute and 28 seconds. Everyone knows that. God damn it.
It's a perfect length of time.
Any longer and you're wasting time. You could be better. I've done the mathematics and the angles and the statistics to maximize my loads per day.
I could be accosting women on the Vegas Strip right now, okay? And I'm here sitting watching you two have sex when I'm done. I've had enough. I've had enough.
What, do you
Get
want
out.
a 6th album from Angel Dust?
Still can't believe he's got 5 albums, and I've heard none of them. And I hope to never hear of them, but I feel like being on the internet as much as we have been on, the fact that we didn't know he had 5 is a failure on his part. Tumble, floor is yours. Let the people know what you got working on, where they can find you, anything you would like to, raise awareness for. The floor is yours.
Well, I'm about to start up my YouTube channel again once Pokemon comes out, but I don't think I have a username on it because YouTube's weird like that. So it'll eventually be Tumbledore or Tumbledores. Other than that, I don't know, go watch Valorant videos.
There you go. Go pay for Tumbles. Watch it and then watch the videos and then comment on them. Be like, pay the editor more. The editor deserves more. And then they'll say no. But at least
Wow.
Yeah, we'll try. We tried. We'll get you. We'll get you more pennies. More pennies.
It's just crazy to me that Tumble doesn't know that obviously you have a channel name. It's just youtube.com/channel/UC8.
No. Hold on.
I'm not changing it, guys.
Hold on. That's not true anymore because YouTube introduced handles. So now, like I have youtube.com/@Tgrum and youtube.com/@DorksideOfTheRing, but you got to put the ats in it.
Oh, I got it. Well, then I'll be at Tumbledore.
There you go. Yeah, they
I'll
rolled it
probably be
out.
up by the time.
I had it for all 5 of my alts.
If I don't take it before you.
Oh, God damn it, no.
Well, the thing is, that's the handle forever, and you can't change it. So
you cannot change it?
You can't change it. No.
Oh, that's
They might let you at some point, but right now, they said like this is your channel name until. And I was like, I wonder like will they let you change it if like you get a bad one and then you're like, hey, can I get this? I get like, but I guess it doesn't make. It makes sense, but it doesn't make sense. I don't know. Names are weird. Yeah, Shayante. How about you? Where can the people find you?
Yeah, I don't know because I keep changing my goddamn name.
Where can the people find you? What you got working on, and anything you'd like to bring awareness to? The floor is yours.
Yeah, I'm on Twitch, streaming 2 times a week right now. Probably going to be a little bit more for the next few months, just because I'm transitioning to a different role with work. As far as that, 2 times a week, Monday and Thursdays. I'm not really on YouTube, so don't bother checking. Other than that, nothing much. I enjoy. I've been eating healthy, which is annoying. So I would say if I want to bring awareness to anything, I'd say probably just don't bother.
Yeah, it's not where I switched to salads at lunch, and my life is just more miserable.
Yeah, like life's already sucks. Like why make it suck more? You know what I mean? Like go have a pie.
That's right. Look, my girlfriend, she's like, "Hey, TJ, you should add some variety to your diet." And I'm like, "Look,
all be just Peeps."
I just like Peeps and Pez dispenser candies. What else do you need? And she's like, "Well, don't you want to live for a long time?" And I said, "Why would I want that? Why would you want that?
Would you put that on me?
I want us to live a long, healthy life filled with good things." And I'm like, the world doesn't, though. That's the problem. We're actively the world. We're going. If we just lean into it, maybe we'll have a better time.
The doctor said, biologically, I died 5 years ago.
Doctor said it's a modern miracle that I'm walking despite the fact that I eat nothing but Pez dispensers and stale Peeps. Like I don't.
Crunchy.
Yeah, I don't even need. I get the Pez dispensers, but I throw out the dispensers because I'm the dispenser. I'm dispensing it into my mouth.
Just popping them like Mentos.
Again, I'm surprised neither of you wanted to answer for the other when it came time to plug the stuff. But
We're so cough syruped up.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
it's late for me. It is cough syrupy for the two of you. And but hey, I appreciate you guys coming on. And we got to talk about one of my favorite things. And I had the perfect pairing to do so. Don't let anybody else be the fake razor to your real razor.
And don't let tumble near your children.
Or your professional career. To be fair, there's a correlation here. Tumble said, "Fuck." I'm partnered streamer Keontae. Fuck affiliate streamers, and now Keontae's unemployed. So
and changed his Twitch name.
Yeah, to run away. Do not let Tumbledore have your TwitchCon badge and
Look,
be near a front page streamer.
I'm a man of many masks, like Chris Angel. Basically, the Twitch is Chris Angel.
That's next year's Halloween costume.
How did we even start with Chris Angel?
I'm just going as a wet pocket for Halloween.
I'm Jim Ross's wet pocket.
Oh God, it sounds hateful for some reason.
That is definitely
wet pocket. Definitely feel if not, it will be after this because I will start calling people I do not like wet pockets. I'm going
it's
to be
gonna
like,
be a slur towards magicians.
To Urban Dictionary we go.
Just start adding Dr. Oz. Dr. Oz, you wet fucking pocket. You shut the fuck up. I'm glad Pennsylvania didn't vote for you, you wet pocket.
It's so good. Honestly, I'm going to say, I think that is actually an incredible thing to call people if it's not already a slur.
Let's see. Let's go.
I don't think it is yet. Yet.
Guys on Urban Dictionary. It's just a slang term for vagina.
I mean, look,
that makes sense. That
makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna start calling Cam a wet pocket.
Directly influenced and based off a similarly defined term, axe wound.
Oh yeah.
All women are endowed with a wet pocket. That's from by Jack Rabbit Slim on May 20th, 2008. So, Jack Rabbit Slim, wherever you are, if you're hearing this, thank you for your wisdom. But we are rechanging it now. Wet pocket will be used to describe somebody who is not a good person at the very least. Where it goes from there, I don't know. But once you put something out on the internet, they'll go with it where they want. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for being on, being good sports, and not being wet pockets.
Thank you. You were not a wet pocket either.
Clean cucks and wet pockets. That's the.
That's the episode name.
That's it.
Cucks are clean. It's a full heart. What is it? Eyes clear, heart full, eyes clear, can't lose. It's cucks clean, pockets wet, can't lose. Thank you guys. Love you guys.
Thank you, Shay. Thank you, Tumble, for coming on, being pals. I appreciate it. Thank you, listeners, for listening to this week's episode. And that's it. That's all we got for this week's episode. It's in the books. It's done. It's taken the fall. It's sitting down 1, 2, 3. I think I just flicked my part of my microphone. Anyways, next week's episode 78. It'll be a fresh one. It'll be a new one. It's not in the can. It is myself, the Atomic Bear, and that Duff guy, Pat. That's right. The pools are mixing. I'm mixing the chemicals together and making some incredible concoctions. We're watching from No Way Out 2000, the 23 years since it happened, 23 years, it is Cactus Jack versus Triple H in the Hell in a Cell match for the WWE World Championship. If Cactus Jack loses, he must retire. Mick Foley must retire. incredible. Bear has watched the very first Hell in a Cell match. Duff guy Pat has watched like another one. I forget which one he exactly watched. I don't know if he watched the. He told me I think he watched the Roman and Jay one, which is an entirely different one, or Seth Rollins and Edge was one that he watched as well. There's been a lot of good stuff. This one is a lot of fun because it's like the third, or it's like the fourth. I think it's the fourth Hell in a Cell match, and it is different because it's the first one that doesn't involve the Undertaker, and it plays on Mick Foley's history with Hell in a Cell. It plays on his history as just a deathmatch wrestler as Cactus Jack. A lot of good fun stuff. An incredible spot at the end to finish, but an incredible story along the way, and some dangerous stuff. Good lord. But it's a good episode nonetheless. Myself, Pat, and Bear talking about that. That's next week's episode. Thank you guys. If you're watching on YouTube, hi, hello. Like and subscribe if you are. Tell your friends about it no matter what you're doing. And if you are on a podcast form listening, leave a 5-star review, whether it's on Apple or Spotify. I appreciate it. Follow me on Twitter at IamGrum and at Dorkside Ring. Not Dorkside of the Ring, but Dorkside Ring. 3 words. That's how you get social. Thank you guys. I will see y'all next week. Continue to not take wrestling seriously because wrestling is seriously better when no one is taking it seriously. I'm serious. I'm Trump. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys here next week on the Dork Side of the Ring podcast.